Counseling is listening, hearing, and healing. First of all, let's talk about how counseling is listening. Do you know what the difference is between a counselor listening to you or a friend or a family member listening to you about a problem that you have? If you don't, you are among the great majority of people. Most people think, why should I pay a counselor a lot of money to listen to me when I can just talk to my friend or family about it? So what is the difference between paying for somebody to listen and just talking to a friend? The main thing is that when you talk to me as a counselor, I am listening to you. Listening. That's all I'm doing, is listening. My mind is not filled with all kinds of thoughts about what I'm going to say next and what you really mean by what you're saying. No, counseling itself is a skill, and it has to be learned. And we usually learn it over a long period of time. I remember when I first started out counseling, I knew a lot, and I wanted to impress my clients. So when they would start talking to me about something, I would interrupt them and talk to them to try to tell them how much I knew and how much I understood about what they were saying. I didn't get the point back in the early days of what listening really is. Listening is a skill. When I listen to you, all I do is listen. I give you an opportunity to hear yourself think, to hear yourself talk. And let's say that you're talking about your wife. You're blaming your wife for all of your marital problems. She does this and she does that and she thinks this. And when you're listening, when you're talking to me and I'm listening, there will come a point when you realize that, hey, I blame her for this thing, but I'm the one that really did that. So I should take responsibility for that. You've heard yourself think, you've heard yourself talk, and you've made a self-discovery, and that is the key to change. When you realize that you're doing something, then you can change your attitude, your actions. Now, if you talk to a friend about this problem of yours, first of all, the friend knows that you've come to him because you want help and he wants to help you. So while you begin talking about your problem, his mind is filled with all sorts of thoughts about what he needs to say, how he needs to advise you, what you should do, what you should think, what you should feel. He doesn't give you an opportunity for self-discovery because he's giving you all that information. He doesn't give you an opportunity to think or to realize what you're doing because he's filled with all sorts of thoughts and ideas. He's not listening, whereas the counselor is simply listening. It's worse if you go to your mother. Talking to your mother, she has lots of ideas in her head about what you should do and how you should feel and what you should think. And worse than that, she has body language. She has facial expressions that you have known all your life. The wrinkling of the nose, the pouting of the lips, all kinds of verbal, nonverbal information to give you about what you should think about and what you should do. She does not give you an opportunity to think for yourself, to hear yourself think, to hear yourself talk, and to make a self-discovery that can change. Do you see the difference now between paying a stranger good money to listen to you or to talk to a family member or a friend? There's a huge difference. Now, the next video is going to be about hearing. counseling is not only listening, but it's also hearing. Hearing is a whole different skill, a whole different movement than listening. So look for that video. It will be coming soon. And if you're not on our webpage now, I invite you to look for our webpage. It's counselingservicesatlanta.com. It is not Counseling Services in Atlanta. It is not Counseling Services of Atlanta. It is counselingservicesatlanta.com. Come and visit us and see all of the things that we can do for you. And thank you for visiting us today.